وهجاك داودياشا قيمة هي قدرين تمضنا وهالك أدنى جلسة عتان وتلفزيون كقرنك الصومالية حرونتي سمجالة مينيابوليس وها استوديو هنا لافرديا Congress Keith Ellison is our brother who visited in Somali for recently. Thank you for visiting to our country and also thanks for coming to our studio, Somali National TV.
My brother. I really had a wonderful time in Somalia, but now the time is to implement the work that we were able to learn about on the trip. So we went on the trip, now it's the time to do the work. And so today I'm at Somali Action Alliance, talking to many friends and neighbors, constituents from the Somali American community to talk about what we need to do next.
Well, Congress Keith Ellison, thank you again. The question that I would like to ask you is, can you tell us what was the purpose to visit to Muqadishu?
Well, the purpose was threefold. One, the purpose was to represent my district. Minneapolis has the largest percentage of Somali Americans, and when I was elected, many of them asked me to go to Somalia, and I told them that I would. So part of my trip, the purpose was to fulfill a promise, to devote my time and energy working on the U.S.-Somali relationship, helping to stand Somalia up. But the second reason was to work on the remittance issue. As many people know, many banks have been dropping out of helping to do the transaction between the United States and Somalia. So I wanted to work on the Somali side of the equation to try to see what we could do to make sure that we move those transactions along. I have a piece of legislation in the U.S. Congress now, and it has bipartisan support, Republicans and Democrats, but I wanted to work on all sides of the equation, so the remittance issue was important, and I talked with people in the banking industry and the wire service industry. The third reason was to work on refugees. A lot of people who have to leave their country, they need services, they need protection, they need security, and so I wanted to make sure that all these things were addressed, and so it was a great trip, and I look forward to going back.
The next question is, what can you tell the Somali community of Minnesota about your trip? Although there are some Somalis that they lived here more than 20 years, they haven't went to their country back because they are afraid, because they feel like, I mean, it's not safe, but you are the Congress, and you and the United States Congress, and represented Somalis also in Minneapolis. You went to Muqadishu.
Right.
Some people looked like, wow, Congress Keith Ellison there, I'm going. Everybody. So what do you tell about them?
Well, I want to tell them that they should be cautious, but they should definitely go visit Somalia. Somalia is beautiful. Somalia is a gorgeous country full of good, decent people, and Somalia needs them. Now, they could maintain their home in America. In fact, I'd like them to stay. But they also can go home and visit or stay permanently, whichever they choose, because Somalia is not the way it was 4 years ago. Al-Shabaab is not in control anymore. They have been pushed out of the cities. Now, they are still dangerous, so you should be safe and cautious, but you shouldn't be afraid of them. Let me tell you, fear is a sign of lack of faith. So if you have faith, you don't want to be afraid. And remember that Somalia needs you. It needs your talent, creativity, energy, and your prayers. So go back. So go visit your homeland. Of course, keep a foot in America, because America needs you too.
Absolutely. Well, the other question is, after your trip to Somalia, what outcome support you getting from the U.S. government towards to Somalia, Mr. Congress Keith Ellison?
Well, you know, 3 days after I left, the leader of the American Agency for International Aid and Development was in Muqadishu too. His name is Raj Shah. He pledged about $40 million for aid and development. What we need to do now, though, is to change the U.S.-Somali relationship. We need to go from Somalia being a security threat to being a security partner, from Somalia to be a recipient of emergency aid to a commercial trading partner. Now, in order to convert from a dependency relationship to a partnership relationship, it's going to take a little bit of work, but it certainly can be done, and it's going to take people in the business community, people who do psychosocial assistance, because there's a lot of trauma, people who work on refugee issues, people who do academic exchange, because we need universities, we need hospitals, and we need a strong government institutions. Everybody's talents are needed. Don't ask somebody to invite you to help the U.S.-Somali relationship. Don't ask for somebody to invite you to help stand up Somalia. You know what you're good at. Come help.
Well, I know when you come back from Muqadishu, you just visit to Nairobi, which is another city in Somalia also,
Right.
in Isli. That you went to Isli. So tell us about what you have seen in Isli.
Well, I saw a lot of talented business people. I saw a lot of committed people. There was 3 young women who were working on psychosocial issues that women have, and they were at the Tawakal Clinic in Eastleigh, and they would work with people who've been through trauma, women who've been through trauma. So they're trying to meet the physical and emotional and mental needs of people who have really seen some tough times. And so there's a lot of reason to hope. I will tell you though, the development is good. People are investing in Eastleigh, and but when I drove down the street, there's still a lot of garbage. And I think we need to find a way to make Eastleigh beautiful, because other parts of Nairobi look good. Eastleigh should look good too. And I think we need to figure out a way to get the Nairobi Sanitation Department to focus more attention on Eastleigh. But if they won't do it, then the people who live there should do it, and I'm willing to help.
But when you go to Muqadishu, like you just oversee around the area.
Right.
Take me back. Tell me, how do you see, how you feel it, the weather and over there in Congressman Ellison?
Well, let me tell you, the first thing you notice when you're flying into Muqadishu is the beautiful beaches. Absolutely. The water further out is a deep blue. It gets a little closer, it's a light blue. And you get real close to the shore, it's teal colored. So you got 3 different colors of water. Absolutely. And it's all beautiful. Then you see the beautiful beaches, and it extends as far as the eye can see in every direction. And then you see the city. And you could see the city is being rebuilt slowly. And then we landed. When I landed, the people were singing, they were joyous. They had blue flags with the star, and they had American flags to greet me. And we got there, and we went in, and I met with the president. I want you to know that His Excellency President Hassan Sheikh Mohammed is in good health. He's optimistic, and he's happy, and he's looking forward. We also met the mayor of Muqadishu, who's a very impressive man, committed, hardcore, and he wants to build a sister city relationship between Muqadishu and Minneapolis. And I think this would be an excellent project for us all to work on.
But the last question, what do you tell Somali communities around the world to help to their country, since you visit as a Congressman Ellison in Muqadishu?
First of all, Somalia needs everything. So whatever you can do, come do it. If you are good at music and art, write a song about Somalia. If you're good at writing newspaper articles, tell people about it. If you're good at internet stuff, help build the network and build the bandwidth of Somalia. If you're good at construction, build a building, come build a road. And if you can't do any of those things, give money to people who can do it. But do something. Do not find yourself, when you stand before God and he says, what did you do to help build Somalia? Say, I didn't do nothing because nobody asked me. Don't do that. Think about what you can do and do it.
Thank you very much, Congressman.
Yes, sir. Zakala here.